One TV special report.
What about the screen, monitor? Ha? Okay, sige. Proceed. Wala ba? Taas kayo. How many pages? Sige, go ahead.
Draft Ordinance number 23-05, a comprehensive youth welfare and development code of the Municipality of TUDELA, Province of Misamis Occidental, providing funds thereof and for other purposes. Principal author, Honorable Giselle C. Policar. Whereas Article 2, Section 13 of the 1987 Constitution states that the state recognizes the vital role of the youth in nation building and shall promote and protect their physical, moral, spiritual, intellectual, and social well-being. It shall inculcate in the youth patriotism and nationalism and encourage their involvement in public and civic affairs. Whereas Republic Act No. 10742, also known as the Sangguniang Kabataan Reform Act of 2015, has introduced innovations such as the institutionalization of the Local Youth Development Council, creation of a Youth Affairs Office, establishing mandatory training, and providing an anti-political dynasty provision, among others. Whereas Republic Act 8044, otherwise known as the Youth in Nation Building of 1995, creates the structures to implement a comprehensive and coordinated program for the youth and gives recognition to the youth's responsibility in fulfilling their vital role in nation building. Whereas the development and welfare of the youth sector in the Municipality of TUDELA, Province of Misamis Occidental, in terms of promotion of their well-being and total development, and their protection from exploitation, abuse, hazards, and other circumstances prejudicial to their physical, mental, emotional, social, and moral development, are priorities of the municipal government. Whereas in the municipality's pursuit for progress and development, the youth sector must be fully assimilated in the mainstream so as to ensure an improved quality of life and youth-friendly environment where there are guarantees for educational opportunities, economic privileges, civil and political rights. Whereas it is a declared policy of the Municipality of TUDELA, Province of Misamis Occidental, to promote and protect the physical, moral, spiritual, intellectual, cultural, and social well-being of the youth, and to inculcate them values of patriotism and nationalism, and to encourage their involvement in public and civic affairs of the municipality. Whereas it is vital to institutionalize youth participation in the local government, recognizing the diversity of the youth sectors, and towards this end, encourage them to actively participate and be involved in the crafting and monitoring of the policies of the municipality. Whereas RA 11768, Section 10 states that there shall be in every province, city, and municipality a youth development office which shall be headed by a youth development officer with the rank of at least division chief. Whereas RA 11768 Section 11 states that the LGU may appropriate not less than 1% of its annual budget for the local development office, which shall be used for the implementation of LYDP, convening the meetings of the Federasyon ng mga Sangguniang Kabataan and LYDC, as well as its operations and effective functioning. Now therefore be ordained by the Sangguniang Bayan that Article 1, General Provision, Section 1, titled, "This ordinance shall be cited and known as the TUDELA Misamis Occidental Youth Code of 2023. Section 2, Declaration of Policy. A. The state recognizes the vital role of the youth in nation building and shall promote and protect their physical, moral, spiritual, intellectual, and social well-being. It shall inculcate in the youth patriotism and nationalism and encourage their involvement in public and civic affairs. Towards this end, the state shall establish adequate, effective, responsive, and enabling mechanisms and support systems that will ensure the meaningful participation of the youth in local governments and nation building. B. The local government of TUDELA Misamis Occidental recognizes the vitality of youth involvement in the decision-making process on the various issues affecting them, and towards this end, the local government shall ensure adequate and meaningful participation be afforded to them in both executive and legislative functions. C. The local government of TUDELA Misamis Occidental recognizes the important role of the private youth organization composed of various sectors, and shall ensure that a rights-based and economic-based approach in development be integrated into various processes and regulations of the municipality. Section 3, Guiding Principles for the Youth. A. The rights of the youth as stipulated in the Constitution and other laws shall be upheld at all times. B. Every youth has the right to be informed of his or her inherent rights as stipulated in the Constitution and other related laws. C. Every youth has the right to bodily integrity and to the means necessary for the proper development of life, particularly food, clothing, shelter, medical care, rest, and the necessary social services. D. Every youth has the right not to be discriminated, intimidated, abused, bullied, or humiliated. E. Every youth has the right to equality and responsive education from nursery to tertiary level, incorporating their multicultural and multilingual curricula. F. Every youth has the right to freely and fully participate in the political processes of his or her community and country. Every youth has the right to economic development based on the principles of justice and equity. H. Every youth rights coupled with a moral and legal obligation that must be fulfilled. I. Every youth has the right to exercise freedom of religion and culture. And J. Every youth has the right to a decent job at a livable wage and provided with other additional compensations and benefits provided by laws. Section 4, the division of terms. Youth shall refer to those persons whose ages range from 15 to 30 years old as defined in Republic Act No. 8044. For purpose of targeted programming for the youth, the age disaggregation shall be considered 15 to 17, child youth 18 to 24, core youth 25 to 30, adult youth. The working youth shall refer to all youth whose ages range from 18 to 30 years and who are employed either on a regular or temporary basis. C. Out-of-school youth shall refer to all youth of school age, whether organized or not, who are unable to avail of the formal school system or who have dropped out from formal elementary, secondary, tertiary, or vocational education. D. In school youth shall refer to all youth of school age, whether organized or not, presently enrolled with any educational vocational institution, which include but not limited to the following school organizations: academic or non-academic, student government, fraternities, and sororities. E. Special advocacy-based youth shall refer to any youth organization whose primary purpose is to serve youth with particular needs, namely youth with disabilities, youth in situations of armed conflict, victims of natural disaster and calamities, youth offenders, delinquent youth, LGBTQIA+ youth, drug-dependent youth, street youth, abuse-exploited youth, and abandoned, neglected youth, among others. F. Faith-based youth shall refer to all youth organization organized under the and regulations of a religious institution and recognized as such. G. The cultural identity-based youth shall refer to youth organization whose primary purpose is to advance the cultural identity of the Subanan indigenous people. H. Community-based youth shall refer to organizations whose majority of membership are youth residing in a particular barangay or contiguous area and whose advocacy centers in serving the youth in that particular area. I. Council shall refer to the Local Youth Development Council or LYDC, the TUDELA Youth Development Council or TYDC. J. LGU shall refer to the local government of TUDELA. Commission shall refer to the National Youth Commission. Center shall refer to the Youth Center. TUDELA Misamis Occidental Youth Code is intended for the scrutiny of the Youth Local Youth Development Office, Local Youth Development Council, and the Sangguniang Kabataan for Youth Development. LYDP shall refer to the Local Youth Development Plan. LYDO shall refer to the Local Youth Development Officer. PYDP shall refer to the Philippine Youth Development Plan. LCE shall refer to the Local Chief Executive. SK shall refer to the Sangguniang Kabataan. Article 2, Local Youth Development Plan, Section 5. The Local Youth Development Plan is a municipal youth development plan initially drafted by the SK Municipal Federation, finalized by the Local Youth Development Council, approved by the local Sanggunian, and anchored in the Philippine Youth Development Plan and local development plans of the local government unit concerned. This shall be submitted to the LCA for inclusion in the local development plan and consequently endorsed to the Sanggunian. This plan shall give priority to programs, projects, and activities that will promote and ensure the meaningful youth participation, nation building, sustainable youth development and empowerment, equitable access to quality education, environmental protection, climate change adaptation, disaster risk reduction and resiliency, youth employment and livelihood, health and anti-drug abuse, gender sensitivity, social protection, capability building, and sports development. Article 3, the Local Youth Development Council, Section 6, Corporation, to ensure wide and multi-sectorial youth participation and local governance, shall be created the Local Youth Development Council, which shall be called the LYDC for brevity. The LYDC shall be headed by the concerned Federation SK President, co-chaired by the sectoral chairperson, and composed of representatives of youth and youth-serving organizations in the municipal level. The LYDC shall assist in the planning and execution of projects and programs of its member organizations and the SK. The formal organization of non-organized youth to give equal opportunity for the youth from the time of the enactment of this ordinance and up to the deadline for registration set by the Commission and the ALG. Non-organized youth groups may formally organize themselves and register in accordance with paragraph D of this provision. C. Composition of the youth organization and youth-serving organization. Youth organization is an organization with members entirely composed of the youth whose ages range from 15 to 30 years old with a core advocacy that serves the youth. On the other hand, youth-serving organization is an organization with the same core advocacy but whose members are not entirely composed of the youth, which may include civil society organizations. The youth-serving organization shall determine which youth sector it mainly serves. D. The local registration of youth organization and youth-serving organization. All youth organization and youth-serving organizations with a minimum of 10 members in good standing and which are operating in the municipality of TUDELA, Misamis Occidental, shall be registered in the Local Youth Development Office. The local verification of youth organization and youth-serving organization. The Local Youth Development Officer shall verify the registration information provided by these organizations. The officer shall then send a list of registered and verified youth organizations and youth-serving organizations to the National Youth Commission. F. Renewal, verification, and continuing local registration. Registered youth and youth-serving organizations shall renew their local registration and verification every 3 years. The LYDO shall conduct a continuing registration procedure, taking into consideration the budgetary and manpower requirements and the presence of youth and youth-serving organizations. The condition precedent, local registration and verification of youth organization and youth-serving organization is a condition precedent for participation in the LYDC elections. However, if a youth organization or youth-serving organization is denied local registration and verification, such organization can apply for a special registration and verification to the National Youth Commission as provided for by law. Such special registration and verification entitles the organization to participate in the LYDC elections. Age qualification of the members of the LYDC. A member of the LYDC must be a citizen of the Philippines, a resident of the municipality of TUDELA, province of Misamis Occidental, for not less than 1 year immediately preceding the day of her or his election to the LYDC. She or he should be at least 15 years, but not more than 30 years of age on the day of his or her election to the council, able to read and write Filipino, English, or the local dialect, and must not have been convicted by final judgment of a crime involving moral turpitude. Composition of the LYDC. The LYDC shall be composed of at least 10, but not more than 21 members, including the 2 members from the SK. The 2 core members shall be composed of the President and the Vice President of the SK Federation and shall be supported by at least 8, but not more than 19 other representatives from registered youth organizations or youth-serving organizations, provided that all other incumbent SK officials shall not be eligible as members of the LYDC. The following shall be the representatives from each of the different sectors: chairperson, Municipal SK Federation President, Co-Chairperson. This will be identified under Section 6, Paragraph K. Vice Chairperson, SK Municipal Federation Vice President. Members, out-of-school youth sector, special advocacy-based youth sector, community-based youth, and cultural identity-based youth. Secretariat, the local youth development officer. Manner of election, within 45 days after the SK elections, the LYDO shall notify all the presidents or authorized representatives of the registered youth organizations and of youth-serving organizations in the municipality, assemble them in a public venue, and by consensus per or secret balloting per youth sector. These representatives shall serve for a term of 3 years as members of the LYDC. Election of LYDC sectoral chairperson as co-chair. The representatives from the youth organizations or youth-serving organizations shall vote, among others, the sectoral chairperson who shall act as co-chair with the SK president and who shall serve a term of 1 year. No sectoral chairperson shall serve for one more than 3 consecutive terms. The sectoral co-chairperson shall coordinate with the SK president in all matters relating to sectoral concerns. The SK president shall be the official representative of the LYDC. Convening of the LYDC, any of the co-chairpersons, the SK chairperson and the sectoral chairperson, with the concurrence of one another, we call a meeting. The SK Federation president, or in his or her absence, the vice president shall officially convene the council and shall be given preference to preside over the meeting. Meetings and quorum. The LYDC shall schedule a meeting every quarter and as often as needed. However, if the president, the vice president of the SK, or the sectoral chairperson fails to convene the LYDC as scheduled, at least 1/3 of the total membership of the LYDC will call for a meeting. In both instances, a written notice shall be sent either through traditional or non-traditional means to all members, setting the date, time, place, and agenda of the meeting, which must be received at least 2 days in advance. The presence of the majority, 50% plus 1 of all members of the LYDC shall constitute a quorum. Duties and functions of the LYDC. The LYDC shall discharge the following duties and functions. 1. Serve as the core of the advocacy and youth participation in nation-built and youth empowerment. Finalize the 3-year LYDP that is anchored in the Provincial Youth Development Plan, Philippine Youth Development Plan, and the development plans of the Municipality of TUDELA, Misamis Occidental. 3. Monitor and evaluate the implementation of the Local Youth Development Plan. 4. To receive, evaluate, modify, and approve youth-related projects proposals in accordance with the approved plans and programs of the LYDO. 5. Formulate and approve the internal rules and regulations of the Council, including policies addressing representation, substitution, absence and delinquency of Council members. And 6. Perform such other functions as may be provided by law or ordinances. All special bodies and committees, the members of the LYDC shall designate among themselves the alternate representatives of the SK President in all committees or special bodies in which the SK President is an official sitting member subject to the Council's internal rules. If the SK President is not available during a meeting of a committee or a special body, the alternative representative shall represent the SK President and report to the latter and to Council all matters that have transpired during the meeting. Advisory group, the following shall be source person from the Local Youth Development Council we invite to shed light and advise the body on pertinent issues affecting the youth. 1. Area representative from the National Youth Commission, the Municipal Planning and Development Officer, the Municipal Social Welfare and Development Officer, the Municipal Budget Officer, Municipal Health Officer, the Municipal Environment and Natural Resource Officer, Schools District Supervisor, the SB Chair of the Committee on Barangay Affairs, the SB Chair of the Committee on Education, SB Chair of the Committee on Health and Social Services, the SB Chair of the Committee on Environment, the SB Chair of the Committee on Livelihood, the Municipal Local Government Operations Officer, SB Chair of the Committee on Legal Matters, Rules, Laws, and Internal Procedures, and a representative from the Municipal Disaster Risk Reduction and Management Office. Funding, the LGU may appropriate not less than 1% of its annual budget for the Local Development Office, which shall be used for the implementation of the LYDC, convening the meetings of the Federasyon ng mga Sangguniang Kabataan and the LYDC, as well as its operation and effective functioning. Section 7, Youth Center. The Council may establish a youth center which shall be located in the municipal proper. The youth center shall operate as a multi-purpose center or a one-stop shop facility. Section 8, the internal rules and procedure. The LYDC shall provide for the following: 1. Regular special meetings. 2. Quorum. 3. The order and calendar of business for each session. The parliamentary procedures, which shall include the conduct of all its members during the session. 5. Disciplinary action. 6. The manner of approving resolutions and such other measures as the Council may adopt. Article 4, Accreditation, Rights, Duties, and Obligations, and Incentives. Section 9, Accreditation. A. Only those youth organizations or associations which exist in the municipality of TUDELA shall be accredited by the local sanggunian. The requirements for accreditation are as follows: 1. Letter expressing intent for accreditation. 2. Resolution requesting for accreditation, registration of the youth group or organization or association with their official and alternate representatives. 3. Certificate of existence and veracity of information submitted to the Council from any of the following: the Office of the Student Affairs or any school administrator for the in-school youth organizations. 2. Punong Barangay, DOLI, DSWD, DILG, CDA, and DAR for the out-of-school youth, special youth, disadvantaged youth, and community youth organizations. 4. Constitution and bylaws, if none, at least organizational policies and guidelines. 5. List of activities undertaken for the last 12 months with financial statement exempt for newly established organizations. 6. Plan and budget of activities for the current year. 7. Except registered, certification from the Securities and Exchange Commission. And 8. List of officers and members. B. To assist the youth organization under accreditation, the Local Youth Development Office shall provide accreditation forms to interested applicants. All documents should be forwarded to and sent by the Municipal Planning and Development Office, and if qualified based on the requirements passed by the respective youth organization, the MPDO will recommend to the Sangguniang Bayan for accreditation. Section 10, Rights, Duties, and Obligation of Member or Accredited Youth Organization. A. Members or accredited youth organization shall have the following rights: 1. The right to participate in all LYDC activities. 2. The right to avail of the services of the local government unit. 3. The right to vote and if qualified to be voted upon. 4. The right to use the facilities of the local government unit. B. The following are the duties and responsibilities of members or accredited youth organizations. 1. To actively participate in the activities of the council and to propagate by word and deed the principles, objectives, and programs of the council. Section 11, Incentives. Any youth organization or association existing within the municipality of TUDELA, Misamis Occidental, who fail to register or accredit are not entitled to any benefit that the municipality may provide and are not entitled to representation in the council. Section 12, Appropriation. This is hereby authorized appropriation for the establishment of the Local Youth Development Council. Section 13, all other policies or laws creating organizations, councils, or boards in the municipality which exist having similar program with the Local Youth Development Council are hereby repealed. Section 14, non-partisan nature of the TUDELA Youth Development Council. The TUDELA Youth Development Council shall not allow itself to be used for the purposes of partisan politics and shall adopt measures to ensure that it is adequately shielded from any political partnership or influence. Article 5, the TUDELA Local Youth Development Office. Section 15, Creation. A. There shall be a Local Youth Development Office which shall be headed by the Youth Development Officer under the Office of the LCE pursuant to RA 11742 and 11768. Thereby, the Youth Development Office is hereby created as a division, amending Municipal Ordinance Number known as the Reorganizational Staffing Pattern, specifically on Youth Development Affairs Section. The Municipal Mayor's Office, TUDELA, Local Youth Development Office, under Municipal Government Department Head 1, the Municipal Youth Development Officer, the Youth Development Officer for Youth Development Assistant to functions of the Local Youth Development Office. The office shall have the following functions. 1. In accordance with Section 5D of this ordinance, register and verify youth serving organizations. 2. Provide technical assistance to the LYDC in the formulation of the LYDP. 3. Facilitate the election of the LYDC representatives. 4. Serve as Secretariat to the LYDC and SK Municipal Federation. 5. Conduct the mandatory and continuing training of the SK officials and LYDC members in accordance with the programs jointly designed and implemented by the National Youth Commission and the DIRG. The Local Youth Development Officer or his or her staff shall apply for accreditation from the Commission in order for them to conduct the mandatory and continuing training programs of the SK officials and the LYDC members. 6. Provide technical, logistical, and other support in the conduct of the mandatory and confining training programs and to such other programs of the Commission and the DIRG. 7. Perform such other functions as may be prescribed by law, ordinance, or as the local chief executive, the DIRG, or the Commission may require. 8. To assist the LYDC in its duty as a drop-in and referral center for the youth with problems such as teen-age pregnancy, teen-age prostitution, sexually transmitted diseases or infection, boyfriend-girlfriend relationship, parent-child relationship, substance abuse, vagrancy, and other antisocial behavior, such as truancy and vandalism, and other adolescent-related programs. 9. To organize and implement programs and activities that will promote a broad understanding of the problems affecting the youth. 10. To undertake such action projects as may be necessary to promote the attainment of the objectives and purposes of this ordinance. 11. To promote and publish information studies in the youth, especially in the municipality in all its aspects. And 12. To coordinate with any department, division, office, or any instrumentality of the municipal government of TUDELA, Misamis Occidental, around the national government for such assistance as this may require in the performance of its functions. C. Qualifications of the Youth Development Officer and other staff of the office. In addition to the requirements prescribed by CEC and reasonable standards set by the Human Resource Office, the Youth Development Officer and other staff of the office shall 1. Be preferably not more than 30 years of age at the time of his or her appointment, or at least has a near age gap on 30 years old. B. Of good moral character. And 3. He or she shall be appointed by the local chief executive through an executive order, but in no case is he or she be within the fourth civil degree of consanguinity or affinity of the appointing authority. D. Personnel and functions of the Local Youth Development Office. The following staff and their functions shall comprise the Local Youth Development Office. 1. The Municipal Government Department Head. 1. Municipal Youth Development Officer, SG24. He or she shall have the following functions. 1. Direct all operations of the office. 2. Establish procedures for the effective operation of the office. 3. Submit to the Municipal Mayor rules and regulations and other guidelines adopted by the office and approved by the council, which would require the local executive's attention, including annual and periodic reports. 4. Submit quarterly report on the status of the youth programs, regulations, enforce and other pertinent information and recommendation to the council and to other relevant agencies. 5. Delegate any function and task to competent staff of the office. 6. Prepares and submits the annual and supplemental budgets of the office following existing budgetary rules and regulations. 7. Subject to the approval of the municipal mayor and recommendation from the council, arrange for donations, grants, gifts, and to implement sports plans 8, perform such other functions as may be assigned by the office of the municipal mayor or the council. And 9, represent municipality of TUDELA, Misamis Occidental in any regional, national, or international forum, meeting, and functions related to youth development together with other youth representatives from the council. And lastly, review technically and initially all the comprehensive barangay youth development program and annual barangay youth investment programs of the Sangguniang Kabataan. To the Youth Development Officer for SG22 shall have the following functions. 1. Oversees the preparation of the minutes, agenda, and records the attendance and proceedings of all meetings of the local youth development council. 2. Oversees the preparation of the office budget and other financial matters. Disseminates notices of all meetings. Responsible for the development of the internal office procedures, office internal control, document inventory, office layout, and other similar matters. And 5. Performs all duties incidental to the office and those that may be delegated or assigned to her or him by the local youth development officer. 3. The local development assistant to SG8, who shall act as the program coordinator for policy and planning, shall have the following functions. 1. Conduct research for the continuous improvement of the youth sector with specific emphasis on youth participation in nation building, sustainable youth development and empowerment, equitable access to quality education, environmental protection, climate change adaptation, disaster risk reduction and resiliency, youth employment and livelihood, health and anti-drug abuse, gender sensitivity, social protection, capability building, and sports development. 2. Undertakes access and establishes networks in the provincial, regional, and international levels in youth development. 3. Keep records, updates, and database on youth-related researches. 4. Periodically formulate policy recommendations, which shall be forwarded to the council and other relevant officers for further action. And 5. Conduct regular needs assessment, focus group discussions, validation, and other methodologies needed to guide and advise policy recommendations with strategic direction for the office and the council. C. Other personnel of the local youth development office. The local government unit, upon recommendation of the local youth development officer and the council, may provide additional staffing requirements in the office and shall be appointed by the local chief executive in whatever status deemed appropriate and in accordance with the civil service rules and regulations. Section 16, funding. The local government unit shall incorporate in its annual budget such amount as may be necessary for the operation and effective functioning of the local youth development office and in accordance with the COA accounting and auditing rules and regulations. Article 6, Civil Rights of the Youth. Section 17, prostitution and other sexual abuse. Any youth, whether the male or female, who for money, profit, or any other consideration, or due to the coercion or influence of any adult, syndicate, or groups indulges in sexual intercourse or lascivious conduct, is considered to be exploited in prostitution and other sexual abuse. Section 18, obscene publication and indecent shows. Any person who shall hire, employ, or use persons, coerce, or force a youth, whether live or in video, to pose or model in obscene publication or pornographic materials shall be penalized according to existing laws penalizing such acts. Section 19, appointment of youth relation officer and police procedures. The municipality of TUDELA, Misamis Occidental Police Office may assign a youth relation officer who will be tasked to handle cases involving the youth in all of its police presence in the municipality. Section 20, special courses for PNP members. A special course that deals with handling abuse and delinquent youth shall be designed and obligatory given to the members of the Philippine National Police in the municipality of TUDELA, Misamis Occidental. The TUDELA Police Office, together with the Municipal Social Welfare and Development Office, shall be tasked to design and initiate the conduct trainings programs and our seminars on the special course. Section 21, police brutality. Police brutality being the state or quality of being harsh, ruthless, cruel, or unrelenting to youth who is suspected of committing crimes, demeanor, or antisocial activities during arrest, apprehension, investigation, and interrogation or when applied to youth suspects under the custody of police authorities shall be prohibited and dealt with appropriate action from the Police Law Enforcement Board. Case or cases of brutality of police officers committed against a youth offender shall be filed in pledge who will determine the appropriate penalty or penalties without prejudice to the provision of the revised penal code. Section 22, no person shall force, coerce, bully, or deceive any youth into joining any organization, fraternity, sorority, gang, or association. Any person caught in the act of forcing or deceiving any youth or those who have forced and deceived the latter into joining an organization, fraternity, sorority, or gang within the campus or outside the school grounds will be sanctioned with 4 hours of community service to the municipal government if the offender is a fellow youth, and 8 hours of community service if the offender is an adult, without prejudice to filing of appropriate legal action. Recruiters from an organization or fraternity sorority must secure permission from the parents or guardians of the minor youth being recruited. Hazing organization rights are discouraged if not regulated conform to Republic Act 8049. If the youth subjected to hazing or other forms of organization rights suffers any physical injury or dies as a result thereof, the officers and members of fraternity, sorority, or organization who actually participated in the infliction of physical harm shall be liable as principals and will suffer the sanctions as provided under Republic Act 88049.
One TV special report.